gonna be Friday. Okay. So, for those of you, I feel like I didn't come last week, did I? I feel like it's been a hot ass minute. My name is Brittany Budd. I am the creator and facilitator of this amazing community. I want to welcome you. I'm a mindset and business coach, and I help online entrepreneurs to build and scale their businesses to 6 figures and beyond using organic social media marketing strategies. So tonight it's Free Coaching Friday. Every Friday I do some kind of coaching. Usually I come live. Sometimes we just do a thread for fun. If you're popping on, please feel free to say hello. Why am I not seeing everything's different? Comments? I don't want to write my own comment. There we go. Hi, Corey. Okay, so everyone is here for tea, but I'm not going to spill it just quite yet. I want to talk for a brief moment about my mastermind. Hi, Melissa. Hello. Hi, Sarah. Okay, so hi, Erin. So in 2 weeks from today, the doors are slamming shut for my mastermind, and I just want to talk really quick about what you get when you join it. If you're sitting there going, okay, this bitch has been on about this for a whole week now, and she's emailing me like crazy, and I'm not sure if this mastermind is the right thing for me. So very quickly, this mastermind is going to be for 10 people who already have an existing business and already have a small audience that they are looking to grow. Now, we all know if we want to make money in our business, we need people to sell to. And so the audience incubator is going to focus on getting more eyeballs on your shit and then selling your shit to those eyeballs, okay? So there's going to be like the first week of the mastermind, I'm going to be going live every single day to give you strategies to implement to start making this happen, okay? So the first thing that we're going to work on is identifying your ideal client. None of this I talk to everybody bullshit, but also like, let's not niche ourselves into oblivion. Even if you're like a general life coach, there are people that you are going to want to talk to, and you know, maybe it's men, maybe it's women. Those two groups have very different thoughts and the way they think and the way they absorb information. Maybe you're thinking like boomers or teenagers. Like, you cannot use the same content for boomers and then teenagers. It just doesn't work. Earlier today, I was like, my coach dipped on me, and everyone was like, what does that mean? And I thought I was being so super cool. But the way we speak to the people looking at us matters. They need to understand us. They need to think, oh my goodness, this is exactly what I'm thinking. So we're going to identify who you're talking to. We're going to get clarity. Clarity means we know exactly what the fuck we're saying to these people and owning who we are in our industries. Then I'm going to teach you how to write content, and I'm going to teach you my formula for writing amazing calls to action. So yes, we're going to do content creation. Yes, you're going to get my feedback. Yes, it's going to be freaking amazing. I'm going to teach you everything I know about writing content and like super sexy, juicy calls to action, okay? Then I'm going to teach you the only three income producing activities that you need to be doing every day. No more hustling till your eyeballs bleed. No more being on your phone or on your computer all day, every day. Like every ding, you're jumping. 3 simple things so that you can streamline your business. You know who you're talking to, and you know how to talk to them so that they go, oh my goodness, she's in my brain. How does she know this about me? Exactly my problems, exactly the solutions I'm looking for. Freaking amazing. In less hours per day. We're talking 1 to 2 hours. We're going to map out every single month what your goal is for that month, and then how to make it happen. Not just action plans, but value, friends. Every time I have a goal of a amount of money that I want to make, hi Monica, I think, how can I give this much value to my eyeballs? And so we're going to map that out every month so that you have these great action steps that are simple to make that shit happen for you. And we're gonna work on confidence, belief factor, and CEO shit. So what does that mean? Making decisions for future you, despite what's happening for, today you. And then every single week for those 6 months, you and the other 9 people that are chosen by me will get 1 hour of group coaching. And so this is super important because, one, you're going to have these amazing strategies. Strategies mean nothing. Hi, Tiffany. If your mindset is not on board too. So I'm going to coach you through the thoughts you're thinking, and I'm going to coach you through the strategies so that they best suit you in your business. These coaching sessions are custom to you. You come to me, you tell me what's going on, and then together we work on it. The other really cool thing about this is I do monthly group calls with my one-on-ones, and even when you're not being coached by me, listening to other people get coached, you get exposed to so much amazing goodness. Hi, Teresa. Amazing goodness and situations, and you're exposed to more learning than you would if you were with me by yourself. And so every single week, 1 hour, you get coached by me, plus just the 10 of you and me will be in a private Facebook group where you can ask questions, get support, get feedback, get guidance. You can put content pieces for me to look over and give you my 2 cents. And you can share your wins and share your struggles and have that community of like-minded people being like, fuck yeah, you're amazing. Which I always love whenever I'm in like a group coaching thing and I'm like, this is what I'm struggling with. And everyone in the chat's like, what? You're amazing. This is crazy. And I'm like, one of my goals I'm working on right now is by the end of 2023 is $1 million. And when I say that out loud, I'm like, oh, that sounds impossible. But the other people that are in the mastermind with me and the group coaching that I'm in, they're like, 3 years, $1 million, you could probably do it in 2. You're fucking amazing. And I'm like, wow, everybody, thanks. And so this is for you. This will work. We're not just going to coach on your thoughts. You're going to get real strategies. You're going to get real action plans. You're going to get real customized coaching with me in a group setting to benefit everybody that's in there. And for 6 months, we're just going to have like blow your business the fuck up. So go apply right now. Spots are limited. We are filling up. One of the questions that I'm noticing people are kind of confused about, so I did edit it. The very last question on my questionnaire, the application form, is do you need a call to discuss your decision? You do not have to say yes. If you're like, I'm set, please fucking pick me, yes, let's go, hi Amy, then you don't have to have a courtesy call with me. Like, I love the people that are like, boom sauce, I'm in, bitch. We don't need to talk about shit. But I've had a couple of people apply, and then when I'm like, hi, you said yes, you'd like to have a call, let's book a time. They're like, I just thought it was the nice thing to do. Which, of course, if you have questions or concerns, absolutely say you want to have a call with me or DM me. I answer all of my DMs. And we can talk about it. So BrittanyBudd.com/audience incubator. Corey, you're on here. You want to do what you always do best? You want to put that in the comments for me? BrittanyBudd.com/audience incubator. All one word. I'll tell you guys right now the price is $2,500 for 6 months of weekly hour-long coaching with me. Ridiculous. Or if you're like, shit, $2,500. Guess what? Payment plan, $500 a month for the 6 months. So simple, so easy, insane value. It's going to be crazy. All right, so thank you, Corey. I knew I could count on you. Okay, so you're all here for the tea. Let me rewind a little bit. You guys know my coach, Sam. I've been working with Sam. I hired her. I had my first, my strategy call with her December of 2019, I gave her a deposit and we started February 1st of 2020. Okay. So I've been working with Sam for a year. I did 6 months of one-on-one with her. Did another 6 months of one-on-one with her in September. I signed up for that, the second round. And she's launching like a high ticket, high level, like people scaling to multiple 6 figures and 7 figures mastermind, which is why I was saying like in the next 3 years, I want to do $1 million. That's my business plan right now. And so on Monday, like I'm gearing up for February, like it's in a couple of days, and I'm looking at my schedule and I'm like, what is my schedule with Sam? Because I'm supposed to have coaching with Sam like until March. And so I'm like, what? Where is this? Ugh. So I'm like, okay, obviously like maybe I'm brain dead. Maybe something's wrong. So I message her assistant and I'm like, yo girl, I was like, I cannot find my schedule for February with Sam. Can you help a sister out? And so she writes me back and goes, Sam's going to talk to you about this on your call on Wednesday. So I was like, oh, okay. Now I'm like a people pleaser and I really felt like I was a recovering people pleaser. But immediately I got this like wave of anxiety that I was in some kind of trouble. I was like, uh-oh, what's going to happen now? And then I'm also thinking, wait a minute. I'm the first person, like she's starting her mastermind, this high ticket thing that I was just saying about like 5 seconds ago. It hasn't even launched yet. And I'm already in it. Like I paid for it. I'm in. I'm the only person on the roster because the applications aren't even open. So she can't be mad at me, right? That doesn't make any sense. And so for 2 days, if you have anxiety like me, 2 days of basically someone being like, we need to talk. You're like, what is it? Can you just tell me in an email? Like I'm freaking out. So Wednesday rolls around and we have our call and she goes, okay, hi, we need to talk. I would be deceased, Jade says. Casey says, yes, this is torture, right? And I had some ideas, okay? I had some ideas of what was going to go down here. So she's like, we need to talk. I'm not continuing one-on-one anymore. So I was like, oh. And I felt myself like instantly get kind of sweaty. And she's like, with any of my leftover one-on-ones. And so I knew when I hired her in September that she was like, I was the last person to sign up for more one-on-ones. Like right after I did and renewed my contract with her, she like shut it down and wasn't taking any more one-on-ones. This girl is scaling to $1 million this year, okay? She did like $780,000 cash last year. And I knew that one-on-one was going to be done, and she's got her group program, and she's got this high-level mastermind, and those are her things right now. And so when she said, we're not doing this anymore, I'm not doing this with anyone anymore, the wheels started like clicking in my brain, right? And she goes, this was the hardest decision of my life. I had to be coached on it so intently, and now if you need to be coached on it, like, let's talk about it. But doing one-on-ones with you and the last couple of other ladies that I have does not work in my life or my business model. I will be refunding you the remainder of our time together, but this is our final session. And I was like, but we have a session scheduled next week. And she's like, no, we don't. I'm canceling it. And friends, I had a choice, okay? This was the circumstance. Like, let's just do some, like, coaching on this. This was the circumstance. My amazing coach, Sam, is up-leveling the fuck out of her business right now. And she had a really hard choice to refund. She told me that she was refunding over $50,000 to people. I got multiple 4 figures back, but I mean, I did give her 20K in September. She made a really hard choice for her business. And so I'm faced with this circumstance, and I feel like I'm going to tear up telling you guys this, but only because, actually, I really don't know why I feel like I'm tearing up about this. Maybe because it was like, I was surprised. Ariel says that's a boss move, honestly, and it really fucking is. So I'm faced with this circumstance of my coach is no longer coaching me one-on-one, even though I'm supposed to still be one-on-one with her until like the end of March. I could get real mad, which she told me some people freaked out on her. I could burst into tears, which some people did burst into tears. Or I could go, this is great. Because when I look at Sam, the path of her progress and trajectory in her business, if you drew it on a graph and you had like one of those clear pieces of paper, what the fuck, I don't know what they're called, like one of those clear pieces of paper and you draw it with a marker. Do you remember like being a kid and like, this is gonna age me, but like elementary school and middle school, even high school, and they'd have the projector and then they'd have the clear pages and they'd write on it with a marker and it would project on the screen and then they just wipe it off and write more. If you had one of those and you drew her like annual and income and made a graph, and then you made one for me, you could put them on top of each other and they would be identical. She is 1.5 to 2 years further ahead in her business than I am. But pretty much the same time, we started at almost the exact same time, just 1.5, 2 years different. Her first year and my first year, pretty much exactly the same. Her second year and what I'm about to do in my second year, which I'm going for 300, she also did like 300 to 400 in her second year. My third year plans is like 6-7. Her third year was 780. Like we are almost identical in what we are doing in our businesses. And so when she said this to me and I look at her and, you know, I'm a big one to say, like, you need to step into future you. And if you like did my like Boss Up 2021 and I shared with you my guided meditation, which I tell you right up front, like, do not judge me. I recorded it with a headset and my computer and I was just like putting out shit for people, even though it's not studio quality, it's still good. But there's something to be said about thinking about where you want to be in 3 to 5 years and then being that person. And so when I hired her last year and I was like, I want $100,000, I then had to step into me as a $100,000 earner. And now I'm stepping into me as a $300,000 earner. And then I'll be stepping into over $500,000, $750,000 earner. And then $1 million. Like, you have to keep leveling up, but stepping into that version of yourself. And anytime I feel like I'm struggling to see that version of myself, if I look at her, it's like I'm looking into a mirror that sees into the future for me. And so I thought, okay, this is amazing for her. This is amazing for me. I get to witness, and I say this to my clients all the time, and honestly, it's one of the coolest things that I think that they get out of working with me. I get to see the behind the scenes, and I've watched the behind the scenes of her go from one-on-one to a group, to a high-level mastermind, to getting rid of her one-on-ones, to going to $1 million. I've been there for that. And so she said to me, this is amazing for you personally. Like, I'm saddest but most excited to be telling this to you, because in the next 1.5 to 2 years, you're going to be in the same boat that I'm sitting in. You are going to have to look at your one-on-ones and go, this doesn't fit anymore, and I gotta let you guys go. And she's like, I love that you're witnessing this. And I say this to my clients, I love that, especially my clients that have been around, especially in this group for a long time, I'm super open in this group about what I'm doing, what I'm going through, what my growth plan is, and then you guys all watch it happen. And that's the coolest thing to me, because you get to see the behind the scenes, you get to see the mindset shifts, you get to see my copy and my content shifts, you get to see my program shifts, you get to see my prices change, you get to see everything that I'm doing. And it's like you're in school with me. Casey says, I'm so glad I'm getting to work with you one-on-one now. I'm going to keep it. It's going to be like probably another 1.5 to 2 years. So this is great. And so I could have cried. I could have been mad, but I chose to be the client that I want, which we always say this, be the client you want to be. So like you want to attract really coachable people who are excited to learn and willing to pay and blah, blah. You got to embody that, right? And so I was like, this is great. I teared up a little bit, but I was like, this is amazing. This is okay. And she was like, I'm really shocked that you're being so cool right now. Like, you have no idea how much I appreciate your coolness about this. And I said, what else am I going to do? Being mad, crying doesn't fix anything. All I can do is be cool about this. And honestly, it's coming at a perfect time. Because I did a group program when I was new in my business. And it didn't fucking work. And I've talked about this before. It was a lot of people. I'm talking like 100, 200 people who all knew nothing about business and who would be fighting once a month for 1 hour to talk to the coach. And half the time it wasn't even the coach we signed on with or for. So maybe you'd get 5 to 7 minutes to ask your one question, get their advice, and then you were cut off and it was the next person. It did not help me grow my business, but it sure as fuck showed me that I don't want to have a group program that looks like that. That's why my mastermind is capped at 10 people. So that every week, not once a month, and sometimes it's not me, every week you get to talk to me for 1 hour and there's only 10 other people there. So you all get amazing value. Okay? And I found myself coming to my one-on-ones with her now that I've hit 100K and now that I have this mastermind and I'm scaling, my business is way more solid. Like when I hired her, my business was pretty much non-existent, guys. Like if you were my group from back then, I barely made offers because I didn't have shit to sell you guys. I had nothing to sell you because I didn't really know what I was gonna do and what the best business model was. And so for me, brand new, starting out, like just trying to make, I made $10,000 in 2019. So just trying to make more than $10,000, I needed the support of a one-on-one coach. I needed to talk to someone every day if I had to. I needed to talk to someone every week, undivided attention. Here's everything that I feel like is going wrong in my business, in my life. Here's everything that I feel like isn't working. It's failing. I don't know what I'm doing. Help. But now that my business is built, it's done 6 figures. It's going to multiple 6 figures this year. I was finding myself coming to her calls with less and less to talk about. And so, and I look at this as she just leveled the fuck up. Like big time, she just leveled up. When my coach levels up, I level up. That's just default. And if I'm leveling up, guess who else is leveling up? My fucking clients. They all get the added bonus of leveling up because I have now gone from one-on-one to a very high-level mastermind of other women who are looking to make multiple 6 figures in their business this year in cash. That's the circle that I just entered into. And that's huge. So me joining that mastermind without applying, being the only person so far because it's not even public, that is a huge level up for me and a huge win for my clients. So that's the tea, friends. She leveled the fuck up. I'm not mad about it. I'm fucking here for it. She's amazing. Like, I'm so excited for her, and I'm so excited for me because I get trickle down amazingness from what she just did. And I get to trickle that down to my clients. So I know it was definitely a little bit of a marketing ploy to get you guys on here to hear the story. It's not a bad story. It's an amazing story. And I could be mad, but I'm not choosing to be mad. I'm choosing to be pumped up for her and for me. So that's the tea. Let me get caught up. I saw the comments coming in, but I was just like right in my flow, and I was like, I can't stop. So let me zoom back. Okay, here we go. Ariel says that's a boss move. Yes, I did see that, and I said it's boss. It's hard though. I can understand why you're crying. You've been working with her for a year at this point. It was kind of sudden. It was definitely sudden, but it was sudden for her. Like, I knew when she was talking to me that she had just made that decision and decided, if I don't pull the Band-Aid off right now, I'm gonna really struggle to pull it. And it was sudden. Also, a little bit of me felt like I didn't get to say goodbye to her, but like, she dropped me in her like forever group program because I'm one of her like biggest cheerleaders as one of her one-on-one clients, and she was just like, would you come into the Facebook group of this program and just like love on the people and support them? And I was like, a fucking course I will. Invite me. I am in there. I would love nothing more than to support these women in this leg of their journey. And these women are going from like 0 to 5K. Like, that's the purpose of her group program. And it's very similar to the purpose of my mastermind. I want to help people go like 2K to 5K. That's the goal for these people. People who have like a couple of sales or a couple of clients, but they're like, I'm searching, I'm hustling, what the fuck? I don't know what I'm doing. I'm not making money and I'm not having fun. That's what we're going to do. We're going to have a shit ton of fun and make a buttload of money together. I'm getting out of breath because I'm talking so much. Jade says to Ariel, it really is a boss move. Transparency or something. I don't know. I think you guys were talking about the, old school, the plastic pages. I don't know what they're called. Corey says, I'm pretty afraid I know where you were headed. I'm going to cry. Corey, why are you going to cry? I don't want you guys to cry. Corey says, I love it so much for you. Jade Googled and says that they are called transparency. I love that you looked it up. Jade says, how amazing to have a mentor you can follow so closely. She also says, studio quality is overrated. Thank you for the support on that. Casey says, oh, so good. Teresa says, hell yes, I love this. Casey says, true, I'm so glad I'm getting to work with you one-on-one. I'm still taking one-on-ones. So it's kind of weird. Like, my one-on-ones, I've got one-on-ones who have no business. And we're going to like build the foundation of their business, which is what I did with Sam at the beginning. The mastermind is not really for, I don't have a business, I just have ideas. Like, it's really for people that, okay, I know what I'm doing. I'm just not doing it well. I want to be doing it better. I want to be doing it more efficiently and making money at it. But then also my one-on-one is for people who are super established and looking to scale past 5K months to 10K months. So there's like two groups of people that can work with me one-on-one. But if you're kind of in that middle ground where you're going, I can get one off, I can't get multiple clients, then the mastermind is like for you. Jade says, that was my experience with my first group program. I didn't even know what to ask, and I was competing with over 20 people. And yeah, in the old group program I was in, if we had questions, we had to email them in advance. And then the order in which they were received. Do you guys like my burn from last week? It was distracting my clients all week, and I just saw it while I was talking. It looks awful. The order in which those questions were received determined whether or not you were chosen to have your question answered on the call. And so people would be scrambling like weeks in advance with their questions. And it's just a really hard way to grow your business if you have a question and you have to wait a month or more to get an answer. I don't like it. I hated it. Dominique says, hell yeah. Jade says, leveled up. Corey has hearts. Amy says, I'm so happy for you and her. Sam Siffring. She's fucking amazing. Jessica says, I'm driving, so I hope this makes sense with talk to text. LOL. I love that you chose Grace and to lift her up, and this is amazing for everybody that she works with. Jessica, you are so right. Erin says, best tea ever. Yes! I'm sure there are people here like, fucking roast the bitch. What happened? Never. But I had to get you rubberneckers. I'm a rubbernecker. So if you don't know what a rubbernecker is, it's someone that like, if you're driving by like a car accident or you see like fire trucks and stuff and you're like your neck is rubber and you're just like spinning, trying to see what's going on. Those are rubberneckers. So I was like, I'm definitely going to use this for marketing to get people on my free coaching, tell the story, and tell a little bit about the mastermind at the beginning. I'm not going to lie. I'm a fucking marketing coach, guys. I help people make money in their business. If you hopped on to see what I was going to say, and I talked about my mastermind at the beginning, you all hung out and watched it, and hopefully you're going to apply. And then you got the story. Like, that's marketing. Tiffany has, like, party poppers. Corey says, that's my favorite thing about you. It's always a party with you. It is always a party with me. Because listen, if you're not having fun in your business, you're not making any fucking money. Because people want to be around other people that are having fun. If I cried all the time and said everything sucked and everything was depressing, and I was just like, boo-hoo, you guys would be like, why am I giving you money? Why am I coming to listen to you cry on free coaching? You're just downtrodden, low vibe, right? Tiffany says, tell me more about your one-on-one. I have a mix of some clients, but not in the niche I'm creating. Okay, Tiffany, real quick, it's 6 months. I have one spot that has just opened up for February. I'm shifting. I had all my clients this week and I made some of them move around and some of them requested to move around. So now I have a little bit more time. I have one spot for February and I have one spot for March. 6 months, me and you, 45 minutes every single week, messenger support, monthly group calls. It's $10K up front or it's $2K per month. And we make shit happen. Jade is on here. Jade's amazing. She can tell you she made $15,000 last year. We started working together this month. She's over 19K in sales and she's creeping towards her first 10K cash month for February already. Like she knows what's coming. Saida, she hired me. She had like no clients. December, she did 17K in sales and new clients. And sorry, but I was talking to Jade today and I was like, I raised my rates and it's important that you do the mindset work before you double your rates to say, is my rate worth the results I give my clients? And if my clients are doing like 20K in sales, then yeah, my rate is fucking worth it. Oh, goodness me. So if you want to talk more about one-on-one, go to BrittanyBudd.com/strategy and like book a call. There's no calls available right now because I don't have my February schedule out yet. Why don't you DM me and we'll get something set up. I'll get that schedule out though. Actually, now that you guys are saying this to me, I'm like, oh shit, I didn't do that today, but I will. Jade says, haha, they made us do the email too. I didn't work well with that either. No, and sometimes you're like, I sent my question, but it's been 3 weeks and now it's answered. Now I have a new question and now I'm at the back of the line again. Fuck. Jade says, yes, even if you're thinking about it, do it. Corey says, agreed 100%. Hell yeah, it is. Tiffany says, will do. Okay, so now we're like almost 40 minutes in. But guess what? It's Free Coaching Friday. So friends, let's fucking do this. Who wants to get coached? What's going on this week? What do you want to talk about? What do you need help with? Or did everyone just come for tea and no one has any coaching questions? Ha! I know everybody has coaching questions. Let's hear them. Drop them in the comments and this is like a first come first serve basis as they come through, I'll give you my best answer. I love how many people came to hear this story tonight. My husband was like, you are evil. And I was like, I am not evil. I am a marketing genius. Jade says, I want to quit everything. Tell me more about this, Jade Reeves. What does this mean? Tiffany Merchant Spencer says, lead gen, fuck. Talk to me more about that also. Jenny, how do you bring more of your unique self to your content? You know me in content. So Jenny's one of my one-on-ones. That's why she says you know me in content. So for me, my unique self swears a lot. And so I allow myself, and you'll notice, right? As you're reading my content, I'll do like lots of ellipses. I'll do like big paragraph breaks. And I write the way I think. So if I'm saying bad words, I type bad words. If I'm like, duh, like, I'll just, example, I'll literally like type UH ... however long I think it should, duh. I just put dots until I feel like it's a good enough amount of dots. And then I'll say, duh. I write exactly what goes in my brain so that when you guys come and you hear me talk on free coaching, you can probably hear my voice, especially if you come every week. You can probably hear my voice when you read my content. Also, I share a lot of stories. That's how I bring my uniqueness. No, we've talked about this. Remember, get out of your own head, like fuck editing. And when you did that, you stopped editing everything and you just flowed, you were booking a lot of calls and getting a lot of great feedback and engagement. People can feel when someone has boxed themselves in to, this has to be written perfectly, this has to have perfect grammar, it has to have perfect punctuation, it has to be very eloquent, and we're just kind of like, you tried so hard, why? Because, like, my whole thing is, I swear, if you guys came to my class last week, I talked about how, like, talking to your ideal audience is really important to getting sales, and how my dad follows my business page because he's my dad. But he called me and was like, I have a criticism. And I was like, oh, and he's like, you probably don't care. And I was like, I definitely don't care, but what is it, Dad? And he goes, you swear. And I'm like, yeah. Like, I grew up in a house that swore. Like, you know, I say bad words. I don't say a lot of bad words around my dad. He doesn't quite swear as much as I do. So I really, like, when I'm in his, like, you know, like the dad energy, I don't swear as much because I feel like when I'm swearing, I'm just like, whee! And he was like, I swear, and I swear around clients, like, I'm not going to tell you that you're not being professional because I'll sit down and swear with clients. And remember, like, I'm a stockbroker, and I'm a stockbroker because my dad is a stockbroker and he wanted me to take over the business. And he's like, but it's different to sit at someone's like kitchen table in their house and say fuck, but you actually write it down. And that was like blowing his mind. Not just that I say it out loud, but that I write it down. And so guess what, guys? You can probably tell already, my dad is not my ideal client. Like, sorry, Dad, I love you, but you're just not my ideal client. And so I don't want to not swear in my content and then have someone get on a call with me and me be like, shit, fuck, bitch, pussy. I don't say pussy, but and then be like, I thought you didn't swear. You're swearing. And then them be uncomfortable because they thought I was someone else. Because my content is reflective of a different person. So when you're writing anything, type like you talk. when I say, hey, babe, it's because I call everyone babe. A lot of people are like, I don't like babe. Okay, well, we can't be friends because I'm literally going to call you babe to your face because I call everyone babe. Unless I don't like you. And I'm just like, don't be near me. But if I like you, even if I don't know you, I'm going to call you babe because that's how I talk. That's how this group name was born. So that's where your uniqueness comes from. It comes from just being you. You're unique already. You don't need to have to be like, what makes me unique? You just are. So just be you. There's only one you. I'm just scrolling backwards. Jessica says, I'm almost home, but my question is, how do you decide what your first mastermind or mini challenge should be? I'm going to say it's supposed to say be or be about. So like rewinding, before I was doing one-on-ones, my old coach in that group program with hundreds of people where I didn't get any support or the support that I needed in a timely manner, it was very much pushed down everyone's throat that you make a 21-day challenge, not 14, not 30, 21. That's the magic number. You sell it for $47, also the magic number. You go live every other day. You put on a webinar the Thursday before it's over. But the Wednesday before it's over, that class has to be about money mindset. Then, when you do the masterclass on the Thursday, which is going to sell them into the program, which is going to be 12 weeks with monthly group coaching, and it's going to be $9.97, because that's what I'm telling you, it has to be. When you're on that webinar on Thursday, and then on the Wednesday, where you just talked about money mindset, they're all primed and ready to pay you because you just taught them about how spending and investing is so good for their business. And then you do your 12-week program, and then you up-level them into like a higher ticket. Oh, fuck. It was just exhausting. Also, this was being taught to a bunch of people who had no idea anything about business, no idea what their businesses even were, and no fucking audience. So another thing that you were supposed to do was sign up for, and I did the progression, friends. I did the 47. I did the 9.97. Then I did, it was $1,400 a month, plus, oh, I did a deposit. I did a huge deposit. And I say huge because for me at the time, I used 2 credit cards to do it, okay? For 1 year, I'm locked in. I'm doing this thing. I'm being told what to do. If I'm not doing it the right way, then I'm not doing it right. And I saw other people get ripped apart for, I didn't tell you to do that. Why the fuck would you do that? This is the wrong thing to do. You basically have to start over. So here we are. We have no audiences, but don't worry because this person's spouse was an ad expert, and so all you had to do was pay an additional few $1,000s to get the ad expert on your side, plus you needed to have $500 a month for ad spend, which for the first few months we expect you to make no money on that ad spend because we're testing the market and to see what's happening. Fuck me, man. Like, just money, just pissing money like up the walls. And finally, I realized that all of us were drinking some heavy fucking Kool-Aid. And when it came time for me to renew, which was October of 2019, I was like, this doesn't feel good. Also, I had been hired, which you guys know this, as an independent contractor that couldn't pick her own rate and was paid pennies to coach the people in the $47 challenge as an accountability coach, doing like 30 plus people a month, meeting them every week for 3 weeks, getting paid next to nothing. And oh, by the way, I was also locked into a do not compete. So I wasn't even allowed to have a business, but I hired her to be my business coach. What the fuck? And so when I moved to one-on-one, Jessica, this does have a point. When I moved to one-on-one, it took some time for me to figure out what I was good at. So very quickly, before I started with Sam, I blew this group up from when I left that other situation to January. So October, November, December, January, this group had thousands of people. And I was like, I'm really fucking good at this. And so I started doing my masterclass. And then I very quickly became like the queen, of Facebook groups. And that's how I figured out, long story short, what my mastermind should be about. It's not just about Facebook groups. If you have a Facebook group, amazing. But in having a Facebook group that is over 5,000 people, where people all feel like they know me, they all feel like they like me, they all feel like they trust me. They often tell me, I feel safe here. Thank you for upholding the boundaries and the integrity of this space. I feel like this is a family. I feel like I can share here. Thank you for answering my questions. I know more than anybody how to make an audience that feels like a community. And I said in a post earlier, community is a feeling. It's the way people feel when they're together. It's feeling like I belong here. This table is big enough for me. There's a seat for me at this table. No one's going to be mean to me. No one's going to hurt me here. That makes me feel emotional. I don't know why. I do know why. Because community is important. Everybody, and especially now, where we're in COVID times and we can't go outside and see our friends, we're looking for a place online to socialize with other people that are like us. Like, I live in a small town. There are not many people around here that have online businesses doing 6 figures. I can't even really say it out loud in my town because people will be like, okay, bitch, you think you're better than us. So I don't, like, I had to create my own space that I wanted to be a part of. And people want to belong. We desperately want to belong somewhere. From little kids to adults, we want to belong. And I have not only mastered how to create a space where people feel like they belong, they feel like they're safe, but I've also mastered how to position myself as an authority figure, as an expert, as a leader, as someone that can offer a solution to everyone in here's problems, and how to sell it to those people. And so when I started saying, this mastermind was born out of need. My one-on-ones are full. I have a wait list. I do have one spot. Like I said, I shifted. Now I have one spot for February. I have one spot for March. And I maybe have one spot in April. Like, it's getting to be springtime before I can really take on more clients. And so it was like, what do I do? I have people that want to work with me now. And I feel terrible telling them, you can't work with me right now. It's going to be the spring. Which I do offer my one-on-ones on the wait list. All of my group monthly calls with my other one-on-ones. They all get to come. They still get messenger support from me. I just can't accommodate in my life the extra hours to talk to them every week yet. And so this mastermind was born out of need of people struggling to find their ideal clients, struggling to make money online, struggling to speak to people and sell to those people. And I'm an expert. I'm the fucking expert for people that are online trying to make money with kids at home in less hours a day. I do that better than anybody. And so that's how I decided what my mastermind was going to be about. Audience Incubator, man. It's kind of a cool title. My coach helped me come up with it. We both fucking suck at naming things. It could have been called a million things. But I just want to teach people how to make an audience that feels like a family that they can sell to and serve from a heart space. I hope that answers your question. Jenny says, I feel like I'm a lot funnier and sassier than I can write. Well, why aren't you just writing what's in your brain? Like, write down like you're talking to me. You are funny and sassy. Sexy. Part of me was like, that's inappropriate. You shouldn't have said that. But you know what? Unique me, she fucking says that. So just Write whatever is in your brain as if you were saying it. Heather says, what's your best advice for getting your first coaching client? My first coaching client was a free client. And my best advice is to just tell everyone you can, I'm a coach. My son, Noah, my dad just texted me. I don't know if you guys can hear my notifications real quick. My son, Noah, he's in kindergarten and they're learning sounds. And their big thing right now is to put, like, sound out words, and the words don't have to be spelled right. They just need to sound and then go. And so they just learned ch, like CH making the ch sound. So it's chugga chugga. There's actions for all the things. So he came home and he had been practicing on the back of his ch page some ch words. And so he put CHLNJ. No, CHLENJ. I want to type it out for you guys. I just want to know if anyone can guess what he asked. Post. So, okay. I'm going to go back to Heather, but you guys guess, please. It was so cute. I got it wrong. But when he told me, I was like, no, that makes perfect freaking sense. You're so smart. So when I started, I had been toying with coaching for a long time. I did not have the guts, the confidence, the moxie, the balls, whatever you want to say, to, it's challenge. Someone just guessed it. It's challenge. Ch-L-N-J. Like, shit, dude. He really struggled. That's why I wanted to share that. I'm so proud of him. When he first started, like, he turned 5 in August and then started school in September. And so at that age, just a couple of months makes a huge difference. When Oliver started kindergarten, he turned 5 in May and then didn't go to kindergarten until September. And so he was much farther along, and Noah was really struggling. Like, you guys, I didn't share this, but the first couple of months of school, like, by October, his teacher messaged me and was like, he's not doing well. Like, he's really struggling here. Like, I've been working with him one-on-one with his alphabet, and he doesn't know, like, any letters of the alphabet. He knows, like, 4, maybe 7. It was, like, 4 lowercase and, like, 7 uppercase letters. Like, he's not doing well. And so I was like, oh my goodness, like, it makes me sick to my stomach as a parent to find out your kindergartner is fucking struggling in kindergarten. And so anyway, I started working with him every day, and my husband started working with him also every day, even on the weekends. And anyway, it was just like one day, like, a switch just flipped in his little brain, and he knows all the letters of the alphabet, and he knows how to count, and he's learning how to sound out words. And don't worry, he does not have to sound them out and spell them right. It's just the act of, I'm going to sound out this word. And so, like, one of the things that they do, I know I'm way off topic, I'm sorry. One of the things that they do is they do, like, a weekend news. And so on Mondays, they draw a picture about what they did on the weekend and write a sentence. And so on parent teacher, his teacher was like, this is what he was doing, like, at the beginning of the year. And he, like, wasn't labeling. They want them to label. And his sentence was, like, his name. Like, he wasn't doing anything. And now he's drawing these elaborate pictures, and he's got all these labels everywhere. And they're, like, 2-sentence descriptions that are spelled like that. And, like, one day he came home from school and he, like, wrote me a story. And it was, like, 2 big pictures and, like, 3 sentences. And it was about me and him going to the beach and seeing a rainbow. And I'm just like, I'm just so proud of him. So just, like, let me go off on my little tangent about him trying. He really is trying so hard, and he's just come such a long way. So anyway, that. I got interrupted because I took a picture of the word and I sent it to my dad. And I was like, what do you think this says? Like, get in the mind of a 5-year-old sounding out a word. What do you think this says? So when I got my first coaching clients, I had sat on it for a long time. I had no guts, no confidence. I looked at these women that I had just hired and spent thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars and thinking, man, they have cool lives. Man, it would be cool if I could be like them. And finally, I was just like, I'm just going to do it. you know, you gotta feel the fear and do it anyway. And so I was at my parents' house, I went out on the porch, I hit go live, and I was very awkwardly shaking, boob sweat, the whole 9 yards. I'm a coach now. If you want to get free coaching with me, send me a DM. And I'm going to do 5 people to get free coaching with me. And then I hit end, and then I like fainted. I died maybe. But I had 8 people message me and say, I want to work with you. I want to try this. I had no niche. I had no fucking idea what I was going to be talking about. I thought I'll just like general life coaching, which is an amazing place to start if you have no idea what you're doing. VAing is also a really great place to start if you don't know what you want to do. And I just thought, whatever these 5 people bring to me, that is what I'm going to coach them on. And I'm just going to do my best. And I'm going to do it messy, and maybe I'll suck, maybe I'll be awesome. I have no idea. And I learned very quickly. They got 3 months of free coaching with me, those 5 people. I learned very quickly what I loved talking about, what I was good at talking about, what I was passionate about sharing, and what I did not want to do for money. And so that, feel the fear and do it anyway. Tell the world, hey, I'm a coach now. Who wants to be coached? I wouldn't recommend free because I found that the people that did sign up, they would like no-show me a lot. They didn't really take me seriously. They didn't respect my time. I'm getting a phone call. It was just, I just don't recommend it. Like, people often don't value free. I feel like I've done a good enough job giving enough value on these free coachings. Like, lots of you guys come and talk to me. But back then when I didn't know what I was doing, I wouldn't have done it for free if I could go back. But I also learned so much doing that. So just start. Jade Reeves says, I'm just getting started in my business and it's all overwhelming all the time right now. What's your business, Jade? Corey says, I totally killed it this week. My favorite thing about the week was my stalker post. I really liked your stalker post. It felt like it was my authentic me. I loved it. Now, how do I keep it up? You just keep being your authentic you. You are in such like high energy right now because everything that we've been working on is working. Corey has had the floodgates of her business. They're like busting open. Why do you feel like you can't keep it up? Like, what thoughts are you having that are telling you, I can't keep this up? It's not a charade. It's who you are. You're just being you. Tell me more. Tell me more about these thoughts. Jenny says, part of my issue is having to write professionally all the time. I address that. Don't do that. Tiffany says, lead gen. Trying to find my clients has been a headache. My clients are mid-level sales professionals who hate DM connect messages. So where do you find your ideal clients right now? And how many clients do you have? Jenny says, okay, so fuck it and write it. Girl, that's fuck it and write it. Tattoo it on your eyeballs. Jade says, my mom always messages me about my typos. Oh my goodness. That's hilarious. Jade says, that's fantastic. Jenny says, to Jade, ugh, about the mom thing. My mom has given up on my potty mouth. They just gotta let us live our lives, right? Jenny says, my mom now swears. My mom does too. Well, at least finally in front of us. Jenny says, Corey, this, how to keep it. I want you both to tell me what, whoops. Sorry, friends. What are the thoughts around being authentic that make you think that you cannot maintain being yourself? Jessica says, that's how I am. Lovey love is totally me. I also cuss a lot in my friend group, so I'm trying to break myself of being so corporate professional. Girl, just be you. My clients are my besties. Like, we are business besties, and like my whole purpose is to help them make money. Like, we are business besties. We are dreaming and scheming together, but for you, not for me. That wouldn't be very good. If all my calls I was just talking about me and what I'm working on, but like, in your business, your clients, they're your best friends for the time that you're working together and beyond. but you talk to them every single day. Some of them, you talk to them every single week. Like you spend more time with these people than you do likely your real friends on the outside world. So like, be you. That is the people that you're going to want to hang out with, or they're going to be the people that resonate with you being you more than you being a corporate professional, because then you're always like on all the time and people are there for that. How tiring would that be? Oh, oof. Jenny says, my brain is exploding, LOL. Same. Why is everyone's brains exploding? I feel like I did miss something because I'm talking. Leda says, me too, LOL, I'm out. Why is everyone's brain exploding? Jade says, wow. Stephanie says, I would get the same reactions in my town. Yes! There's some small towns out there. Just a small town girl. See? This is what you get. When you hang out with me, I break out into song. I'm in a small town too. Jessica also a small town girl. As well, that I moved into. So I'm an outsider. Found some great people, but more not so great. So same. I grew up in this town. Met my husband. He's from another town. For a few years, we lived in his hometown. For a few years, we both lived in a brand new town. And then when we came back, like, I have not found my people here. I've found people that go to our church and our kids hang out with. Are they my people? No. I've told you guys this before. Me and these moms, we used to do mom night once a month, and I had to stop going because not one of them wanted to talk about money moves and vacations and goals and dreams. And, you know, I'm ambitious, and I've told you guys before, my husband's just been accepted with 10 other guys into this super prestigious program at his job. And like, it's 4 years. It's gonna like more than triple his salary. And when he's done, he can go anywhere in the world. And these other moms, they thought we were weird. Like, they don't care to travel further than like the next province over. They don't care to make more money. They, like, a couple of them, their husbands were like considering applying for promotions, but were strongly leaning towards not applying for the promotions because, like, fear, right? What if I don't get it? Or a lot of excuses of, well, it's gonna be more responsibility. What is happening? So I've always struggled to make real friends. Like, my realest friends are online friends, even as a child, which is part of what makes me so good at community, is because I was excluded always. And so I'm a big time includer. I include everybody. I want everybody to feel like, you can be my friend. I will be your friend. Because I know what it means to be a friend, and I don't have anybody sharing that to me. In my welcome post, I talk about, like, I threw like a graduation party when I was in grade 11 because I had a couple of friends in grade 12, and 150 people were at my house because I wanted everyone to feel like they could come. And you know what? Everyone was super respectful. One cup accidentally ended up in the bonfire in the backyard. Nothing got smashed. Nobody got into a fight. It was great. But like, any friend groups I've been in, I'm only around for a couple of years, and then I'm like a drifter. I'm like a gypsy person. In high school, I was just like an acquaintance to all. I was never really invited to stuff. I wasn't invited to parties. I wouldn't say people didn't like me, but I was just nobody's best friend. That makes me feel like crying. Like, I could hang out with anybody I wanted. No one would tell me no, but no one would go out of their way to be like, come and hang out. Why is this? Ugh, good grief. Sorry, friends. I don't want to get emotional. And so all of that to say, even when I left that big mastermind group, I had friends that I thought, these people are my friends for life, man. Like we're trying to do business together. We're trying to make money together. We're going through hard times together. As soon as I said, you know what, guys, I'm not going to renew for another year, and I'm quitting being an independent contractor, I haven't heard from any of them. Like one I stayed in touch with for a couple of months after, but I haven't heard from any of them in like over a year. When I lost my daughter in April of 2019, I have friends that I was like, let's go to dinner, because I needed a house. And so I had to organize my own dinner to get myself out of my house and be around people. And then I haven't talked to them since. So that's why I'm so good at cultivating online communities. Because I want everyone to be included. And I want to help everybody. Ooh, this is my passion. But also a little bit of my heartbreak, right? But this is why I do this. A lot of people that you're seeing now, and I talked about this before, you're seeing a lot of people shut down their groups. Because they're like, it's not profitable and it's not fun. I come to Facebook and I come straight here. And I share my stories and I go through your guys' posts that you're making, and I engage in your comments, not just because I'm like trying to make money, which of course everyone's trying to make money. It's a fucking business group. But I want you to feel seen and heard and loved. Okay, enough. Because I'm just gonna cry. Jessica says, this is why I hired you. Love you, hearts. Love you. Jenny's laughing and clapping. Corey says, I love you. You are my favorite. I love you guys too. You guys are great at guessing challenge. It was, phonetics are fun. I did a linguistics class in university, and it was probably one of like my favorite classes. Just like learning we used to have to like write things using like the phonetic letters. It was very cool. Corey says, I love this. Yay. Heather says, I did VA work early last year for that reason. I learned so much. Thanks. I think I have an idea now. Well, will you please keep us posted? I'm excited. You guys know that part of me, like, making people feel like they belong and hang out with me, and making people not just feel like I love them, but understand that I really truly love them, is my #1 spiritual gift, which is exaltation, which means basically I'm a really good fucking cheerleader. And I love, you guys know this, I love sharing other people's celebrations, because as Corey said earlier, everything with me is a party. I just want everyone to have fun. I'm proud of everybody. I want everybody to win. Oh. Jenny says, for me, comes from a facade. I lived 20 years building a business, and I was supposed to be this person, and I was on all the time, so it's a habit. Oh, take off the mask, Jenny. Allow yourself to take off the mask of being on all the time. Have the messy hair, have the pajamas, have the slippers, have the mug of coffee, have the snacks, whatever feels like you. Like, when I say other people have reached out to me and said, this group feels like I'm home, I'm in a family, I made that on purpose. It's not an accident that this group feels like home for people and feels like a family. And I often say to you guys, when you make your own audience, it's your house. If you've ever done my masterclass on groups, I say it's your house. You don't let people come in and be mean to other people in your house. You don't let people come in and put their dirty shoes on your white couch in your house. You also get to be really comfortable and be yourself in your house. That's your audience. They're there for you. If you're comfortable and you're having fun, they are comfortable and they get to have fun too. Treat it like your home. Jenny says, you talking about the whole thing you had to create. Our brains were exploding from all the stuff you had to do before. It was bad. It was bad. I'll never name names, but it was not a good scene. And there's a lot of women who have since left and come to me and been like, what the fuck? What are we doing? And I'm like, I don't know what we were doing. Corey says, I can't quite put my finger on it. I think I'm just a little afraid maybe of the success that's coming. That sounds conceited. No, it doesn't. That's true. The success is coming. You and I both feel it. Anytime I feel the floodgates about to burst open for my clients and I tell them, usually within a couple of days, the floodgates burst the fuck open. Like, it's crazy. Well, not a couple of days, but a couple of weeks. Everything just kind of like, but that also is really important that I've learned through my coach, Sam. Your coach's belief in you impacts your results. Your coach's belief in you impacts your results. Yep, you need to build your own belief. But if you struggle to have belief and your coach also really struggles to believe in what you're trying to create, it's really hard to create your own belief. And so I believe 1,000,000% in all of my clients. And then they borrow that belief from me, and then they make shit happen. It's okay to be afraid of success, but success is not a problem. This is not a problem in your business to be successful, to have paying clients, to be making money, to be serving people with your heart. These are not problems. So when you think of success and then you put fear with it, what's the fear for real? I know we're way over time, but I talked so much. You guys all came for tea, so I'm just gonna like go a little extra. Jade says, oof, it can be hard finding adult friends. Yup. Jessica says, yes, I miss my military family. I'm not the right kind of petty for this town. I've lived all over and I'm from a city. I've never really lived in a big city, but I've traveled a lot and I've seen a lot of places, and I'm just like, this place is, my town is a little backwards. Corey says, I'm holding myself back some. Jade supporting Corey, clients supporting clients. This is what happens when you get into group situations. So if I didn't do monthly group calls, Jade and Corey and Jenny and Sai and Melissa and Jessica, they would not know each other. But because we get together once a month and do group calls, they're making connections. They're hiring each other. I'm here for it. There's zero do not compete when you work with me. And now, look, Jade is supporting Corey because Jade believes in Corey's mission and she's supporting her here. This is the power of a mastermind. Like, ooh, I have goosebumps. It's not conceited. It is, dare I say, self-sabotage said with love. It is. It is. Jade says, same. I want everyone to feel like they have a friend. Stephanie says, me too. I love creating a loving space. Corey says, I'm with you, girl. I was the same. Stephanie, me too. I like including and loving on people. Jade, hugs. I relate, girl. Corey, exactly. Or you feel like you were the only one reaching out. Yep, done that. Dominique says, the more you share about yourself, it truly feels like we know you in this group. Thank you for being you. Thank you, Dominique. That's so sweet. And that's part of what we're going to talk about in the strategy part of the mastermind. Helping people to get to know you, writing content that sounds like you, and just being yourself. Like when people like you, they want to be around you. Corey says, I love you. I love you too. Jade says, you're the best, and I think you're the best. Alyssa says, happy face with hearts, kissy face with a heart. Emoji with heart eyes. So thank you for all the hearts. Jessica says, you will die when you see my lives. I take the Hot Mess Express to each one. No, you don't. Why are you saying that about yourself? Jade says, 100. I should put 100. See, my unique self. Corey says, I agree. You're the best at believing in me even when I don't. I told one of my clients we were going to make shit happen. I think that's what sold her. That's what we do. We make shit happen. Karen, hearts, hearts, hearts. Thank you, Karen. And Corey says, I sent one of my clients to Sai. Hello. This is amazing. So, women supporting women. That is what it's all about. Okay. Does anybody else have questions? We'll wrap it up for the evening. Thanks for coming to story time. I feel like it was just like story hour and 16 minutes where I just like talked about my class and I told my tea, and now we're talking a lot about my old program that I was involved in and crying about my youth and into adulthood. But do you know what's really going to be fun? If COVID ever lifts the restrictions, the first thing on my list is to host an in-person retreat, like 3-day mastermind extravaganza. And I'm just gonna like open it to everyone in this group to apply and come. And I'm gonna keep it as cheap as possible. I'm thinking Florida. I'm thinking Destin. I have already found a B&B that I love. So we're gonna be right on the beach. We are going to mastermind together. I've already picked out goodies for those who come. Like, I don't even want to tell you because I want you to be surprised, but I do want to tell you. Okay, I'm going to tell you. One of the things that I'm going to get is a professional photographer to come and do some headshots for everybody. How fun is that? I love it. It's going to be so good. And we're just going to like stuff our faces because you guys know I love eating. And we're going to be on the beach and we're going to do fun things together. And we're going to create amazing plans for your business. And it's just going to be so good. Corey says, thank you for doing this. I love listening to you. It makes me feel like we are so similar. We are so similar. I would say like the majority of my clients are just different versions of me. Corey says, I'll be the first one signing up. Hey girl. Jade says, OMG. That would be so fun. Jenny says she's all in. Jessica says, ooh, I'm ready. Jade says, Chris, is Brittany using her Disney cup? And Brittany, just say Destin, Florida. I'm always using my Disney cup because it keeps my ice. It keeps my ice water so cold. I always have my Disney cup. And I did say Destin. Why? Someone says Florida is open, but hold on. Okay, Corey says love it. Jenny's got hand raises. Jade said that sounds amazing. Everyone that's responding right now are my one-on-ones. Okay, Florida is open, but I can't leave Canada. I'm not supposed to leave my town at this point for what's going on up here for COVID. And like, if I did, and we all came, for me to come back, I have to quarantine myself for 2 weeks. And like, my poor husband, like, I can't just go get a hotel in my own town for 2 weeks and miss out on my kids. And yeah, you guys can't come to Canada. So like, it's got to lift. It should probably be a little bit warmer. I'm hoping the spring. But if not the spring, then I'm hoping like early fall, like September. And like I say, we'll do 3 days. I'm going to hire a professional photographer to come in. It's like, I'm going to come up with a price that's going to cover like everything. Like all the accommodations, like the photographer, food, everything. Like everything is going to be covered in the price. But I want to have a professional photographer come in and like do some shots of me talking to you guys, but then also for you guys to get some new headshots for your businesses. And then like I said, we're gonna come up with amazing plans. We're just gonna like be together, and it's just gonna be so good. Like I'm planning it. I already have a couple Airbnbs in mind, but there's one that's like, oh, I'm in love with it. It has a golf cart that's just like 6 people. I might have to rent a second one so we can just drive to the beach. Even though it's only like around the corner. Okay, friends, let's pop off. Let's end this party. It was so fun. Okay, you want to work with me one-on-one? Let's make shit happen, as Corey said. BrittanyBudd.com/strategy. You want in on the mastermind? Let's make shit happen. Again, BrittanyBudd.com/audience incubator. Thanks, Jade. If you have questions about anything, DM me. I will answer you. But also, like I said earlier, I don't have my February schedule on BrittanyBudd.com/strategy, so don't do it just yet. All right, friends, have an amazing night, an amazing weekend. Dominique says, that sounds like a great time, especially with networking and business masterminding. Yes, girl, it's going to be amazing. It's going to be so good. It's going to be super fun. I have all these cute goodies that I want to get you guys, if I can, like customized tumblers and silk robes and just juicy goodness. So it's going to be super fun. I shouldn't have told you guys everything. I wanted you to be surprised. There'll be other surprises that I won't tell, but I am a Christmas ruiner. If you've been around a hot second, you know that that's what my husband calls me, because I suck at surprises, because I want everyone to have fun, and I can't just blurt them out. So I'll see you guys later. Have an amazing night. DM me, apply for the mastermind. I'm excited to work with you. There's only a few spots left. It's filling up. That's it. I'll talk to you guys later. You'll forget by September. I hope so. Corey says I'll pretend I don't know anything. All right, you guys just fake your surprise when you get there. All right, friends. Love you all. Mwah. Have a great night.